years, basically, since you've had a working minicamp this big with this many players and everything. What was it like? What was your kind of feel getting back into it?
Yeah, it was great. It was great to get everybody in here, these young guys in here. Brett did a nice job of supplying us with 2 deep for every position at least. And we were able to get some good teamwork in. I think it's a good foundation for the young guys that are coming back. Not everybody's making the team, obviously, that was out here. So, but the ones that are coming back, at least in a week, they'll be able to hit the ground running, know the snap count. I mean, you're down to the basics, right? So snap count, how to get in the huddle, what the coverages are, fronts. So it's good.
Andy, Beach talked about this on draft day, but wanted to get your take as the coach. What did you like about Sky Moore? What do you think maybe he brings that you didn't have? What kind of role do you see for him, at least initially?
Yeah, well, I'm curious to see how he does. I mean, I didn't get much of a look here, but the thing I liked in college was he was strong, physically strong. The things they did with him, he was very good at. So whether it was a short intermediate game, whether it was a long game, he could do it all. He has good speed. He's got good hands, huge hands. I mean, 10 plus hands. So, and long arms. But he's strong. You could see it when you guys saw him on the field out there. He's put together now. So I look forward to seeing him play. Seems like a smart kid.
I'm sure this differs with every player, but is there sort of a general process? Because all these guys are seen on the field with you guys for the first time. Is there a general process of how you figure out what roles they're going to have once the season does get here?
Yeah, we try to take what they did in college and then work it into what we're doing with them. And then you evaluate it. So if it's a kid that's coming back, he might have been a safety, but maybe you move in the corner, something like that. So, but you try to get an idea how they move around, how well they can pick stuff up. I mean, you're literally starting at the ground level with these guys. So, you got all the fundamentals, schemes, your basic stuff.
And what have you seen from Trip McDuffie through these 3 practices? Clearly, we saw him at all 3 cornerback spots, so
yeah.
these 3 practices.
Yeah, well, he's smart. And he's smooth. He moves around well, good hips, good hands. I like the part of being smart when you're playing that position. Leverages become important, how you do those size, how you're going to handle different size players. We got some big receivers that we go against. How are you going to take care of that? So.
Go ahead.
Understanding the practice in shorts, rookie camp, early impressions of seeing Kennard at right tackle.
Yeah, I kind of liked him. Yeah, strong. He's put together now. Long arms, big, thick, moves well. He looked competitive for what we're doing out here. So I liked what I saw there. He seems like a real sharp kid, though. He picked everything up very easy.
Did you learn anything about Karlaftis again, given the limitations of what you're doing out here?
Yeah, he goes 100 miles an hour. Walkthroughs, everything. I mean, we had to slow him down. But I'll tell you, it looks like he's got a nice feel for the game. We put some fire zones in yesterday, and he moves around well when he's in space. He's got good hands. It looks like this is just what we're doing, but that motor is probably the thing that jumps out at you. I mean, he goes and goes.
How do you balance that as a coach? When you have an enthusiastic guy like that and he wants to go 100 miles an hour, how do you teach him to temper that enthusiasm?
Yeah, well, it's just, you got to, at a point, you have to think of the other guy. If you're going at that tempo and it's a walkthrough and everybody else is doing a walkthrough, then you're going to get somebody hurt, and it might be you. So just go at the tempo that we give you. We're going to give you plenty of time to go fast. He'll get that up at training camp, and he can go 100 miles an hour and do his thing. So just knowing the tempo of the drill.
How do you measure success this time of year? I mean, we're a long way away from games and action. How do you measure success with that short time?
Yeah, well, you look at, again, they're meeting like crazy. They're in meetings half the day. So you get an idea what their retention is, how do they take it from the classroom onto the field. You can still see it's all passes, right? I mean, we're not running the football out there, so you get to see some of their mechanics there and what they can do at all positions. And I mean that's really it. Hard to tell about tackling, which is pretty important, and hard to tell about blocking, run game. How does a defensive lineman transition from the pass to the run? You can't see that. How does an offensive lineman run block? You can't see that right now. So, I mean, you just take it off of bags for those things.
Would you listed Ely as a running back and wide receiver? Just wondering what the plan is with him in particular. It's kind of
we had him at running back this camp here, and he's pretty good at that. He did a nice job, but he does have good hands, and he's another one that big hands too. So I mean, he does a nice job.
Coach Reid, I know you haven't seen the guys tackle, but with McDuffie and Karlaftis and Chenal, it looks like your defense is a lot more physical. Is that an emphasis going in? You and Beach talk about that?
Well, you're always looking, right? You're always looking for the physical player the best you can. I mean, they're big kids, particularly the linebacker and the defensive end are big kids. McDuffie has been a good tackler all the way through. It's important on the defensive side that you can do that. And so anyway, I mean, we look for that, yes. I mean, to answer your question, yes. I mean, we're trying to be as physical as we possibly can going into the season. And that's something Beach looks at, yeah.
And did you see anything from Justin Ross that caught your eye this weekend?
Yeah, so I kind of did. He's a big kid that's smooth and runs well enough. He's kind of feeling himself out here just a little bit. Haven't been hurt before, so the last couple of years. But sure has a lot of talent there, and kind of look forward to getting him. He's a smart kid, smart enough to pick everything up.
Is there still a process to maybe getting him to where he was earlier in his college career?
I'd probably tell you, yeah, he was knocking the rust off here. So, but you can see the skill there.
Couple more guys.
Randy, it's the first time we've talked to you since Tyron signed with New Orleans. Just wondering if you could sort of reflect on this time here. And
Sure.
Also,
Yeah. Love the kid.
I assume one of the things you'll miss is his leadership.
Yeah. No, he's great kid. Somebody else had to step into that and pick their game up. We were lucky to have him here where guys could see how he rolls and how he leads. But I'm happy that he has a chance to go back home and play like he is here with the Saints, and they got a good football player and a great person. I know he'll be missed in the community with the things he did there. Again, other guys have got to pick that up and go. Sure loved having him here. Great kid.
Nate.
With Justin Ross, Andy, is there sort of a plan that you have had with Rick about how quickly you want to sort of integrate him? Is this sort of should we consider him sort of a long process all the way up to training camp in terms of?
I don't think so. I think the way they'll come back for phase 2. So the last week of phase 2, and then they'll have phase 3, and then they'll have a little bit of a break. And by that time, he'll know what's expected. He'll see all the running that the receivers have to do, and he'll have a chance to talk to the guys. And then he's got training camp, so we'll see how it all rolls there. But right now, he's good to go, and he did well with it. First day, he got his orthotics mixed up, but other than that.
We've got Pete, Adam, and then Matt.
Coach, we have the first OTA. It looks like May 25th. Can you just bring us between what happens in the building here from now and then?
Yeah, so once we hit phase 3, that's when you can go offense versus defense. We'll have the guys for 2 more weeks in phase 2. That's just where it's offense and defense separate. You can kind of scout yourself up with guys holding bags. And then once you get into phase 3, then you can go. You'll still have meetings and practice in the afternoon, but you can do offense versus defense.
And where is Jody Fortson in his rehab? Is he going to be out there at OTAs at camp?
There's a chance you get him in phase 3. We'll just have to see how that goes. If not, training camp. So he's done very well with his rehab, and he's another one of those that goes 100 miles an hour and wants to get going, but got to be smart with that too.
Last one, Matt.
Coach, you mentioned a lot of these guys aren't going to be here for OTAs. What's your message to the tryout guys for the effort they gave this weekend and just the outlook on their career going forward?
Yeah, I told them that. I said, listen, your effort was unbelievable. The first day we were kind of flopping around a little bit. Second day they bared down and did a nice job of learning. We added some new plays. That was yesterday, and then today they were smooth. So we did a little red zone today. But what a great job they did coming in, the effort, the learning. It's like learning French overnight, one of those deals. So you gotta giddy up and go and spend the time doing it. There's no easy way around it, but you could see that they did that. I was proud of how they handled themselves. Yeah.
All right, thank you.